Welcome back. Today I want to talk about something that's been quietly reshaping how I think about health, healing, and even intuition. And it's the concept of voltage. Specifically, the idea that your body is fundamentally an electromagnetic thing, and that much of what we call dis-ease and much of what we call healing happens at the level of bioelectric function. I'm going to walk you through three things. First, what it actually means that you're an electromagnetic being. Second, why voltage matters for both physical health and what I've been calling signal, if you've been following my signal series, which is your capacity to perceive what your body is telling you, right? And the third, practical things you can do to support your own voltage starting today. You don't have to wait. So let me start with my own recent experience because that's what brought this together for me. About a week and a half ago, I came back from international travel with one of the worst allergic episodes I've ever had. Constant congestion, brain fog, fatigue that wouldn't lift. I was taking the standard medications, which I normally don't do, also, doing all the things I usually do, and after 6 days, I wasn't getting any better. I was getting frustrated. In conversation with someone who knows my history, the possibility of mast cell hyperreactivity came up. Mast cells are immune cells that release inflammatory mediators when they're triggered. In hyperreactive states, they release too much too easily in response to triggers that normally wouldn't cause problems. I had supplements in my cabinet that I've gotten over the years or created from my own garden. Quercetin, bromelain, vitamin C. I took them, drank some nettle tea, and used some molecular hydrogen tablets. Within hours, symptoms that had persisted for 6 days started resolving dramatically, which I could not believe, and which also underscores that this wasn't just a typical allergic reaction, it was mast cell hyperreactivity. What I realized in the days after that, though, was that all of these interventions work at a deeper level than just symptom management. They are supporting cellular voltage. They reduce the inflammatory load that drains voltage. They protect mitochondrial function, which is where cellular energy production happens. They stabilize cell membranes, which is where voltage is maintained. The framework that ties this together is what I want to share with you today. So let's start. What does it actually mean that you're an electromagnetic being? It means several things, and all of them are measurable. Your heart generates the strongest electromagnetic field in your body. It's actually detectable several feet from your skin with the right equipment, or with your own signal or another person's signal if they know how to use it. Your brain generates its own field. It's weaker, but it's still measurable. Every nerve impulse in your body is an electrical event. Every muscle contraction depends on electrical signaling. At the cellular level, every cell maintains a specific voltage across its membrane, and this isn't optional. The voltage is what allows the cell to transport nutrients in, transport waste out, maintain its shape, communicate with other cells, and perform whatever specialized function it has. A cell without proper voltage is a cell that can't do its job. So healthy cells maintain a membrane potential of about negative 25 millivolts. Cells that are actively creating new cells need to reach about negative 50 millivolts. Cells that are sick, inflamed, or aging often measure at much lower voltages. They're trying to function with insufficient electrical capacity to do what they need to do. This is established physiology. It's not controversial. What's becoming more recognized, though, is that voltage isn't just a side effect of cellular function. It might be, I say it is, foundational. Researchers like Jerry Tennant have been arguing for years that disease often involves voltage failure. His framework, when cells lose voltage, they can't perform their specialized functions, and the visible symptoms that we call disease are often the downstream consequences of voltage problems. Restore the voltage, and the body can heal itself. Michael Levin at Tufts University is doing more mainstream research showing that bioelectric signals organize tissue development and regeneration. His work demonstrates that the electrical state of cells determines what they become and what they do. If you modify the electrical pattern, you can change what tissues do, even regrow appendages in species that normally can't regenerate them. So those implications are super significant. If cellular voltage is foundational to health, then interventions that support voltage might be addressing causes rather than symptoms. And that's what we want to do. We want to get to root cause when we're addressing dis-ease. The supplements and practices that emerged as helping me, they all support voltage through different mechanisms. They're not just managing inflammation. They're supporting the electrical capacity that my cells needed to function. So now, the next thing is where it connects to signal. And if you've been with me through the signal series, you know I distinguish between signal, which is actual information your body is generating, and guess, which is what you imagine your body should be feeling. Signal is responsive. It changes with attention. It carries real information. Voltage is what makes signal possible. Your nervous system uses bioelectric signals to communicate with itself. When voltage is good, those signals are clear, stable, and detectable. But when voltage is low, signals become noisy, unreliable, and hard to read. This means signal training works best in a body with adequate voltage. So, if someone is chronically inflamed, exhausted, dehydrated, sedentary, disconnected from their body, their voltage is lower than it should be. They can do the signal practices and still have trouble accessing real signal because the bioelectric foundation isn't there. Okay, so for those of you who really want to amplify your intuition, when you raise your voltage, signal becomes more available. You hear your body more clearly and your intuition has more to work with. The interoceptive capacity that signal work develops gets supported by that underlying electromagnetic state. This is why the work I teach is integrated. Signal practice plus voltage support plus the somatic foundations together produce results that none of them can do alone. So, what can you actually do? I'm going to give you 8 practices that support voltage, and none of them are exotic. Most of them are available to you today, free or inexpensive. Some of them you might already be doing without knowing that they're helping your voltage. Okay, so let's begin. 1, grounding. Okay, direct contact with the earth. Barefoot on the grass, dirt, sand, unsealed concrete. The earth has a slight negative charge that your body can absorb through skin contact. 20 minutes a day. Research shows measurable effects on inflammation, sleep, and cortisol patterns. The mechanism of that is electron transfer. 2, morning sunlight, particularly the red and infrared frequencies before about 9 a.m. Natural light has electromagnetic effects beyond vitamin D. And early morning sun appears to charge mitochondria. 20 minutes outside in the morning with eyes uncovered on skin if possible. Okay, 3, hydration with minerals. Cells need electrolytes to maintain membrane potentials. Plain distilled water without minerals is not ideal for cellular voltage. Add a pinch of high quality salt, real sea salt, Celtic salt, Himalayan to your water throughout the day. If you want a good lead-free option, I'm going to say Jacobson salt has been tested to have very little lead in it. Some of the other ones, even the ones that are supposedly pure Himalayan salt, have been tested to find high levels of lead. So be careful with your salt. Okay, 4, movement, particularly walking. The body is designed to walk for hours every day, believe it or not. Even 20 minutes of walking, though, supports circulation, lymphatic flow, and cellular function. This is voltage support at the foundational level. 5, breathing practices. Slow nasal breathing with extended exhales shifts the autonomic nervous system towards parasympathetic dominance, which supports voltage. 5 minutes daily of slow breathing has measurable effects. You don't have to go insane with this, folks. You don't have to do it for an hour. You don't have to do some kind of crazy, technique unless you want to. But you could just simply, breathe out for longer than you breathe in. So maybe 4 in, 6 out. Okay, that brings us to point number 6, cold and heat exposure. Brief cold and sustained heat both produce hormetic stress, and that strengthens cellular function. This is cold showers, saunas, and the contrast of both if you can. These build cellular resilience. 7, reducing voltage drains. EMF exposure from electronics, especially close to the body during sleep. Wi-Fi routers in bedrooms, turn them off at night if you can. Phones under pillows, sleeping next to charging devices. Your body restores voltage during sleep. Reducing unnecessary EMF exposure at night supports that restoration. 8, sleep itself. Cellular voltage drops during the day and recharges during sleep. Quality deep sleep is when much of the bioelectric restoration happens. Sleep isn't optional for voltage, it's foundational. If you do nothing else, do grounding, morning sunlight, and quality sleep. These 3 alone, done consistently, would shift your voltage state meaningfully within a few weeks. So then there's people like me who want to go deeper. There are devices that support voltage directly. PEMF mats deliver pulsed electromagnetic fields that support cellular function. Red light therapy units deliver specific wavelengths that stimulate mitochondrial energy production. Microcurrent devices, one of which I happen to have right here, which is a Bob Beck device to anybody who recognizes it. These apply small electrical currents that support blood and tissue voltage. I use these, all of them, myself, and I'll talk about specific devices and protocols for them in future videos. For now, I want you to leave with a framework. Your body is electric, voltage is foundational. The interventions that support voltage are mostly free and available to you. The ones that require equipment built on the foundational practices. If you've been doing all the right things and still feel like something is off, voltage might be a piece you haven't worked with explicitly, even though you might already be doing things that support it without knowing. This is the first video in a series. I'm going to do deeper videos on each of these practices: grounding, light, breath, the devices, the specific protocols, and supplements that can help. If voltage as a framework resonates with you, subscribe so you'll see them. In the meantime, the practical takeaway is simple. Get outside in the morning, walk barefoot on something natural, drink water with real salt in it, sleep well. Your body is electric, and you can support it through how you live. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you next time.